Everyone, welcome back to Wonder Science. In today's video, we're going to be talking about substance abuse and alcohol. This is a very important topic that I feel we all should know about because it's having many effects on not just ourselves, but the people around us, because there's drunk drivers, there's overdoses, many situations where it can harm the other people around us, not just ourselves. So I feel like it's a really important topic that we should all learn about. So I just want to share a little bit of information on it so we can all be a little bit more aware. So alcohol is a depressant drug. It slows down the body's natural processes, including brain functioning. So an alcohol is a depressant, which means slows down our body, like I said. And the usual limit for drinking alcohol is about 1 per hour in order to stay under the 0.08 blood alcohol concentration level. But if someone decides to binge drink, which would be 4 or 5 in one sitting, they run the risk of intoxication and many other problems. So if they end up getting into a car and something happens, they swerve off the road, they can cause an accident. Or there's a routine check and the cop pulls them over. If they do the breathalyzer and then they get over 0.08, it can cause many problems for them in the future. So there's many effects of alcohol. There's loss of coordination, which is the inability to walk properly, walk in a straight line, situations like that. Lowered inhibitions, lower concentrating levels, you can't focus properly, poor decision making, like you're not in the ability to drive, but you end up getting in the car and start driving around like you didn't have a drink at all. So that's what is poor decision making, violence, fights, all that kind of stuff. Unintentional injuries, that can be if you get in the car. This is the biggest example I'm bringing it up because it's the most common one. If you get into a car, you can cause unintentional injuries for you or for someone else. Memory problems, drop in school performance. These are some immediate effects. Weak immune systems, and the last one is mental health problems. So there's many effects of alcohol use, and it's very important to understand these effects so you can be able to control yourself the most. Some other effects might be mood. You're switching in moods very often. You don't stay consistent. You might be happy one second, sad, depressed the next. So it's very random. Basically, kind of like bipolar disorder. So alcohol in the liver. This is one of the big things that is caused by alcohol. The effect on the liver. It affects the liver the most because it's your body's filter. When a large amount of alcohol is consumed, the liver has to work overtime but can't keep up. Cirrhosis is the disease caused by alcohol abuse. There is no cure for cirrhosis. And heavy drinking can cause the increased fat in the liver, which is the big issue. Inflammation of the liver, like I said, and over time, it's going to be irreversible, the destruction that is going to be caused by alcohol. And there's many heart problems as well. Aside from the liver, there's many heart problems. Excessive drinking can lead to blood pressure increases, all that kind of bad stuff that we don't want to have on a regular, healthy basis. It can also increase the risk of stroke, all that kind of stuff. And long-term excessive alcohol use can also lead to cancer, including mouth, throat, liver cancer, all those kind of things that we don't want if we want to keep our body healthy. So it's very important that if we do alcohol, controlled amounts in order to keep our body as healthy as possible. So conditions caused by alcohol, like I said, cancer of the mouth and throat, cardiovascular impairments, like I said, the heart, kidney failure, alcohol poisoning, death, all these bad stuff, because you can overdose on alcohol, which can end up leading to death. And it's ultimately going to affect not just you, but the people around you, your family members, your friends. So it's very important that we keep ourselves safe, because you might think it only has effects on yourself, but it has effects on everyone around you, not just yourself. Alcohol poisoning is a condition in which a toxic amount of amount of alcohol is consumed into your body, and it's usually within a short period of time. If a person consumes too much, it can lead to overdose, and people with alcohol poisoning run the risk of passing out, all those kinds of stuff, vomiting, unintentional injuries, all this kind of negative effects on our body. So levels of absorption are very based on each kind of person. The tolerance of one person that can consume alcohol compared to a younger person. It can be because of body weight, age, gender, food in the stomach, how fast one is drinking, how much one is drinking, illness, fatigue, altitude, all this kind of stuff goes into what the effect can have on your body. So it's not going to be the same for everyone. Binge drinking, like I mentioned before, drinking a large amount of alcohol in a short period of time, can have many different consequences: poor balance, nausea, vomiting, loss of consciousness, poor decision making, unintentional injuries, memory loss. A lot of the common things we see over and over again, but it's just very important that it keeps repeating itself because it's very important. So, like I was talking about earlier, drinking and driving under the influence of a mind-altering substance, and alcohol, prescription, pain medicine, other drug affects the function of the brain. That's basically what it is. You get into after being influenced, you get into the car and drive around. And I was talking about the blood alcohol concentration, the percentage of alcohol in a person's bloodstream. So on the topic of drinking too much and being a binge drinking, all that kind of stuff, like I was mentioning before, go back to this one more time. One more thing I want to mention, it's going to be very hard to withdraw from such alcohol abuse. If you're very into the alcohol and it's going to be very difficult for you to cut back on the alcohol consumption, which is a big struggle that a lot of people have. So these are just some facts according to the CDC. You can just read these. This is just like the big facts around it if you want to take a look at this. But overall, it's very important, and it can cause many consequences for a person. Not just for yourself, but it can lead to injuries for other people, jail time if you're driving under the influence, and it can also restrict your driving privileges if you end up getting caught while drinking under the influence. And so, like I said, the blood alcohol levels is between 0.08 and above is considered intoxicated. So, and the legal limit is below 0.08 or below. So 0.08 is right on the border. The legal age for alcohol is obviously 21. So you have to make sure that you're always following the laws, following the laws set by the government, all this kind of stuff, to make sure you don't get yourself into any unnecessary troubles. So alcohol abuse is a growing issue in today's world. So obviously it's important we stay safe, we learn about it. And these are my sources. It is just a quick, short summary of alcohol abuse and the effects it has not only on your body, but the people around us. So it's definitely something that everyone can research a little bit more into, get some more information on, to grasp the concept in a bigger circle. So I hope you learned something from this video, and maybe you continue on research on this topic. But I just wanted to come out here and share because I thought this is a really important topic to talk about.